Humbly speaking, I consider myself a historian. I consider myself one of the few people in boxing who I could look at you on this phone. I don't have no Google or nothing, and you can say something to me about 100 years ago, and I will be able to 9 times out of 10 go back and give you an accurate answer. If Bud Crawford comes back out of retirement and beats Boots in his current form, he's probably the best fighter to ever live.
I mean, yeah,
that's how big of an accomplishment that would be, in my opinion. He's probably on par, if not the best, he's right with Ali and Ray Robinson, because he's beating a guy, and he's almost 40 at the absolute in his prime. That's an ultra talent on the pound for pound list. Nobody in these weight divisions has ever done that in the junior middleweight, welterweight type of divisions with a guy like Boots. Leonard beat Hagler. That was a great accomplishment, but Hagler was older than Leonard. Ali beat Foreman, which is kind of close to that because Foreman was a life taker, but Ali was 32.
It would be like if Leonard beat Terry Norris, but actually even more than that. Because respectfully to Terry, I mean, Terry Norris is one of the greatest 154s ever, but it'd be like if Leonard actually won that fight by not, and you could argue Boots, who still has some accomplishments to go, but you could argue Boots is better than Terry Norris already. Definitely on a projection to be better than Terry.
Yeah, it will be a little bit bigger than that, because you got to remember Terry Norris was knocked out by Julian Jackson before that.
Yep.
And then, he went on his little title reign. Boots is undefeated. It will be like, I'm going to tell you what it would be like. It will be like if Floyd waited for Crawford to win the title at 147 and came back and said, I'm going to fight him and beat him. It would be that. It will be that level, because I believe Crawford won the title at 47 around 2017.
Yeah,
Floyd was kind of going by then after the McGregor fight. So it would be like if Floyd let Crawford win a couple title fights and said, all right, y'all think he's as good as me? Okay. All right, let me show you guys. It will be like if Duran came back in the 80s and beat Whitaker.
Yeah.
It would be like if Ali beat Holmes in 1980. If Ali was able to beat Holmes in 1980, it would be like that. Holmes is an all-time great champion. Ali was 38. Now, 38 was worse than 38. 38 back then, you were done.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be on that line. That's how highly I think of Crawford and Boots. I think Crawford's one of the best fighters I've ever seen. But when people compare him, I say he's great, but his resume is not as deep as some of the guys we're talking about, like the Robinsons, Ali's, Leonards, Mayweather. It's not his fault, not blaming him, but I also can't give him credit for something that he hasn't done. His resume is just not as deep as those guys, and I would like to have seen him with more A-plus elite type of fighters, although I know that he's special. I know he's the best fighter of his era. I would like to just see a little bit of a deeper resume when you talk about historical context. If he comes off back and beats Boots in Boots' current form, that's all I can say.
It'd be like if Bernard beat Andre. How about that one?
Okay, all right. Now we're talking. It will be the kind of victory where you're just like, God damn, was the greatest fighter to ever live up under our nose all of this time and we just didn't know it? It would make me mad at myself if he's able to do that. That would probably be the best win in the history of boxing.
All right, so I seen this man. This jumped in the front of the line because I'm gonna address a lot of this shit on the live. I've been clipping the live, so hopefully y'all enjoy that. But I seen Breadman. Now I don't know if he was trolling, but basically he said, y'all heard it in the beginning. He said that beating Jaron Ennis will make Crawford and the GOAT discussion. I mean, bro, and then he says, well, Crawford resume doesn't stack up to Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali. I'm just like, bro, the one person resume you question in this whole thing, you talking about Crawford, bro. Boots fought 35 half-filled soda cans, bro. Like, niggas in Philly really think he did something by beating Xander Zayas? He almost got knocked out in the third round. And I'm not saying that he's not a talented fighter, but one thing I noticed in the internet era of boxing is that everybody like to go by the eye test. You know, the test that I go by when I look at a fighter is who he beat. Even on let's just say micro levels of it. I didn't see like guys like Josh Taylor, like, you know, like dog out a good fighter in Miguel Vasquez. I'm like, I could tell, like, yeah, you know, he got it. You know what I'm saying? So it don't necessarily, when they coming up, don't have to beat this big name guy. It's about it's a lot of really good fighters that's better than a lot of these guys with a name. You know what I'm saying? And when I look at Boo's resume, he don't have that, you know, that even, you know, it was a guy that J-Rock had fought, and he would know because he was coaching him. And they was asking, they was like, why did J-Rock take this fight and this other guy take this fight? They both were undefeated, like 13-0, 15-0, or something like that. And they like, why would these guys take this fight? And J-Rock took the fight because he wanted to make a name for himself. It's like those type of fights, bro. He ain't had those type of fights. A lot of people, even though we may have favored J-Rock in that fight, a lot of people like, ooh, he might get J-Rock. Boots ain't even been in that type of fight, dog. He ain't even been in that type of fight, man. And I'm just keeping it for one thing. I'm not even gonna be funny in this video. He ain't even been in that type of fight, bruh. And when I look at like you know, like when Devin Alexander knocked out Juan Urango, you know, even looking back on it, it wasn't a big, massive victory until years later, like when Bernard lost to Roy Jones for the IBF title. Boots ain't even had that type of substance. You know what I'm saying? To be sitting here questioning Crawford's resume and you talking about Boots is beating nobody, bro. He's beat nobody is probably as good as British Prescott, to be honest with you. But you know, I'm going to put some respect on Xander's name. He ain't probably beat nobody. He definitely ain't as good as Yorkis Gamboa, bro. I don't even think he as good as Felix Diaz, to keep it a bean with you. Felix Diaz just got robbed a bunch, you know what I mean? But to say, oh, he the man beating Boots don't put him. Now, it put him in the Hall of Fame. Like, they put him possibly, let's say, in the greatest category. Let's say that category he talking about, which is all subjective. If Boots go on, lose the Bud, and then Boots go on to be one of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? He do some phenomenal shit after. It's kind of like, since he wants to be a boxing historian, it's like Salvador Sanchez getting a young Azuma Nelson, and then Azuma Nelson going on to be what he was. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot about him. I just know a smidget. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, talk about, oh, this is like Floyd. You know, Floyd, if he would have did this, and this is like Terry Norris. Like, that's what took me out. Oh, this is like Terry Norris if Sugar Ray Leonard beat Terry Norris, or Terry Norris got knocked out by, man, J-Rock, man, Julian Jackson. Julian Jackson will fucking knock Boots' motherfucking laces out of his goddamn Timbs. He will knock his blueberries out his muffin. Like, let's stop playing with niggas' names like that, bruh. Like, Terry Norris and Julian Jackson, at the time they fought, they both knock out Jaron, Boots, Ennis. You know, basically what I seen was Xander. You know, they both knock him out. Let's stop playing with niggas' names. Come on, man. This nigga fight Lyman being a V. Like, bruh, like, stay out. Like, you know, let's stop playing with niggas' names, bruh. Respectfully, let's stop playing with these niggas' names like that, bruh. Terry Norris ain't had no defense, but Terry Norris is a bad boy. Shout out to Texas. Was he from Dallas? He was a bad nigga, man. He was a bad boy, bruh. If Abel Sanchez would have had him weaving and bobbing, you know what I'm saying? But to be like, oh yeah, Boots would have did this, and if Crawford would do this, hey, all Boots gotta say, man, fuck that bitch ass nigga Crawford. Let's get it. That little bitch retired. Say some shit along that nigga will come out of retirement tomorrow. Like, play with that nigga name. He ain't did that, bruh. He ain't gonna talk that shit, man. Cause they already know what Bud gonna do to that nigga off the couch. You know, you talking about you need 2 tune-ups for Virgil Ortiz, nigga. Hey, bruh, you gonna need about 4-5 real niggas. You know, I don't even think it's about 4-5 real motherfuckers at 154. You know what I'm saying? And I seen another clip on Bruce channel. I seen it on X, and I'm gonna speak on it real quick right here.
Nobody disagreeing with what Crawford said. Yeah, Boots need to work on a little bit defense, but nobody told Pacquiao that. Pacquiao offense was his defense. Nobody told Pacquiao that. His offense was his defense. And look where that took him. Yeah, he got schlepped.
I ain't going off that. How you gonna compare an all-time great to?
I'm just talking about.
Oh man.
No, hell, all my.
You compare an all-time great to this?
Nobody
What
said that
happened
about
to
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao?
What? No.
Nigga, he was an all-time like what?
What you mean Boots done?
6th division world champion.
What was Pacquiao at this point of his career? Boots is a 2-time division, a unified champion in 2 different weight classes, bro. In 2 different weight classes. The man got a high ceiling. It's not over for him. You act like you act like this is the end of his career.
Got a high ceiling. At welterweight, we gonna call that a COVID run. That was a COVID run.
That's way out ago.
Nobody care about that run.
That's way out ago. No, that was years after. You can't call it no COVID run. You
I'm
call
saying it was a COVID run because who did he beat at 47?
He beat the only person that had a name in the division. That was Stanley
A
Owen.
COVID run, nigga. Just like who did the Lakers beat, nigga? When LeBron got that ring.
They beat Denver.
Nobody.
They beat Miami.
No, I ain't counting that bubble win, nigga.
Yeah, there he is.
That bubble win. Come on, man. That's all Boots run was at 47. A bubble win.
And nobody, like I said, nobody disagreeing with Crawford about Boots tighten up on the defense. Agreed.
Hey, how long
but
you
y'all
working on that one?
What?
The bubble win. How long?
Hey, I'm quick with it, you know what I mean?
But people keep failing to realize they act like Virgil got an iron chin. They act like They act like Boots is not going to be able to land that punch before Virgil land his.
Or Fundura, since Fundura made the comment.
Yeah, like that. Bro, we've seen Virgil drop several times, hurt several times. He's talking about if Virgil hurts Boots like that. What if Boots hurt him like that first? Then what?
Hey, it's a pick 'em fight. Anybody?
Okay then, you making it seem like it's just so one-sided though. Like that's a guarantee to happen. Like Virgil, like Virgil is going to hurt Boots before Boots can hurt him. Knowing Boots is the most fast, he's the faster fighter. He got better timing. He's probably just as equally as strong.
No, I said it's a pick 'em fight with him and Virgil, not him and Fundora.
It's a pick 'em fight with them too. No, I lean towards Boots in both of these fights. I'm sorry, bro.
Watch that boy. Clean him up. Pack him up.
This nigga got Tourette's.
Hey, that's how you going.
When it come to Boots, this got Tourette's.
Yeah. Definitely.
I forget the brother. I like the brother with the dreads name, man. My type of boxing nigga. We ain't gonna always agree on everything, but my type of boxing nigga. I mean, your car already fucked up, so. And you know what, I'm gonna say this real quick, off topic. I don't really have sympathy for black people. We out here in a sundown town, right? His whole bumper fucked up. He's speeding. Ain't nothing but racist sheriffs out. You speeding. No, if they pull you over and put a motherfucking size 12 Brad with a badge boot up your ass, I'm not gonna feel bad for him, bro. I don't feel bad for certain people that put themselves in certain situations. Like if he got pulled over and somebody and the cops whooped his ass, dog, I might root the cops on because what he doing is very ignorant right now. His whole bumper gone. I bullshit you not. The whole bumper is gone to the Malibu. But back to what I was saying. So they was arguing about what Bud. I won't say arguing. They were having a civil debate about what Bud said about Virgil Ortiz catching, if Virgil or Fundora catch brother Boots, and you know he need to tighten up his defense and all this type of shit. And yup, nigga got dreads too. Just gonna whoop his ass. But and you know, and they got into this argument and shit, and about his defense and shit. Hold on. And the argument broke out and shit, and they were talking about, well, the guy was like, well, Pacquiao, I think that's the dude that was a sparring partner for Bud and Earl. Pacquiao defense was his offense, and the dude was like, how you gonna compare him to an elite all-time great? And that's kind of where the argument broke out. And I got what he was saying, you know, where Pacquiao defense is his offense. And he made a great point. The other guy, like, he been knocked out before on multiple occasions, you know what I'm saying? Before Freddie and with Freddie, right? So I get what he's saying, that your offense, but the concerning thing about Boots and his defense, dog, it to me, Pacquiao kept his hands up. You know, Pacquiao wasn't a big, you know, he wasn't a slick fighter, but he knew how to, you know, think about Boots and his defense. I think if Boots picked his hands up, he'd be defensively better than Pacquiao. It wouldn't even be close. Boots pull straight back with his hands down, and Boots attack with his hands down. That's why this is where the Roy Jones, comparison come in at, because Roy always had his hands down. If they can, but the thing about it is Roy kept his chin tucked. Boots' chin come up, man. Even when Boots try to be defensive, he get caught. His head still on the line, you know. But I got what they was kind of arguing about and stuff. But yeah, like one thing you notice about the niggas on it, well, I don't say niggas, but people on the internet, they go to the extreme. They go to the absolute extreme, like Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go to the absolute extreme of guys, you know. But yeah, he get caught like that versus one of them, you know, and maybe he won't. Well, Roy said he's gonna be more on alert. But it was a good conversation, dog. But my man's was right. You know, you can't go to the absolute extreme. You can't go to the absolute extreme. Well, he ain't Pacquiao, bro. Not as we know it now. We might fast 14 years down the line and then come back and be like, hey, he was better than Pacquiao. He was right. We might go back and say he got one of the best chins in boxing. We just don't fucking know. But as of right now, bro, his resume, man, I'm telling y'all, I'm all about resume mostly. You know, I like the eye test, but the eye test is just an inaccurate test, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's an inaccurate test. You know, a lot of y'all been tricked out the eye test, man. It's about who you fought. He ain't fought nobody, bro. And I feel like if he fought the names that he should have been fighting, even way before Crawford and Spence, had he been fighting the names, I think he would have a shot to be in the fight crowd. He ain't fought nobody. I keep saying that, and he's fought absolutely nobody to be 29 years old, bro, or 28, 20. He's 29. He's absolutely fought nobody, bro. Nobody. And all these niggas got belts and they not even tested. That's the crazy thing. It's a lot of niggas with lineal belts, multi-division, and they got still a lot of questions answered compared to when Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Bernard Hopkins, Riddick Bowe, versus when they was doing these accomplishments and they were lineal or undisputed. Holyfield, Michael Spinks, Corey Spinks, they got way more questions because they've been coddled. But hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine.